Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Anubis here with a brand new video for you guys today, and welcome to the channel. Hope you all are feeling good, looking, and smelling good, and do all the things the algorithm likes. Hit the like button, comment, subscribe, do all those good things to help the channel grow as well. Follow me on Twitch, where I stream every Monday through Thursday, 6 p.m. Eastern to midnight. Link time in the box below as well as on your screen right now. So do all those things, and welcome to the channel. Let's talk about some Battlefield in Call of Duty. So yesterday I did a video where I talked about what makes me, viciously angry in Call of Duty. I'm not really viciously angry at anything, but what makes me annoyed enough to not want to play the game. I talked about, some of the things that I feel like the game should change. So today's video, what I want to talk about is how does Battlefield sniping compare to Call of Duty sniping? And a video I'm going to reference to you guys is I did a video a week or two ago where I talked about Battlefield's Conquest versus Call of Duty's Ground War and which one I think is better and why. So in today's video, kind of doing the same thing, and I'll have that Battlefield Ground War video to your left or to your right when it comes to that. But let's get to some gameplay and talk about the sniping in both games. So when it comes to Call of Duty and Battlefield sniping, they're vastly different, and you wouldn't really notice it unless you're someone who consistently plays both games. Like I literally play both these games every single day, and usually right after each other. So if I play Call of Duty first, then I'll play Battlefield right after, or if I play Battlefield first, Call of Duty after. In these games, I'm using basically every tool that is there to, and not really to even necessarily have good games, but just to have fun and enjoy myself. And when it comes to like sniping, Call of Duty has a very floaty, weightless, very easy, casual sniping that doesn't necessarily take any skill based on just how damage works in the game and how range works in the game. In Call of Duty, your sniper rifle is also a shotgun. It does the same amount of damage at long range as it does in close range, and also it doesn't really feel a lot of flinch. So the sword in Call of Duty is ADS and you're ready to snipe, they can still pop their shot off regardless of the fact that you're shooting near them or at them. Compared to like Battlefield, if you're trying to snipe and someone's like shooting at you, you won't be able to like get an accurate shot off at all. And even with that, when it comes to Battlefield, when it comes to how sniping works, sniping is very slow and weighty. Sniping in Battlefield is not something that you really want to do in an aggressive sense. Like you can attempt to, but you'll always kind of slow down when it comes to trying to snipe in Battlefield, because of just how weighty it is and how it takes you a decent amount of time to zoom in. Battlefield's not really a game you're going to quick scope in because of how long it takes you to zoom in, especially depending on what sniper you lose. Like 50 caliber sniper rifle on Battlefield is very like slow. It takes you a extremely long time to reload and a very long time to rotate your weapons with. Like it's not something you want to move around with. And when it comes to like the weaker bolt action rifles, it's still the same way. Like the reloads aren't as slow, but it's still just not really something you want to like be pushing a lot of combat with, because chances are you're going to die a lot. You don't really get that in Call of Duty. Call of Duty is so easy to snipe. It's so easy to maneuver, and it's so quick to change your weapons in and out, and to pull your gun into your chest, and do all to ready your gun up and not experience so much flinching. It's night and day when it comes to Call of Duty sniping versus Battlefield sniping. When it comes to skill, ease of use, and basically ability. When I say ability, I mean effectiveness. You will be extremely effective in Call of Duty because you can run around Call of Duty game with a scopeless sniper rifle, and at long range is one hit kill, and at close range is one hit kill. There's no balance there. When I say no balance, I'm not saying that they're overpowered or they're broken or they're oppressive. Nothing like that. They're just extremely strong and don't have any kind of range mitigation or any kind of range deficiency. Battlefield sniper rifles come without a punishment. Call of Duty sniper rifles don't come with any of that punishment. They're very forgiving. There's a good chance for you to miss your shot and then get more shots off afterwards. Battlefield is not forgiving at all when it comes to sniping. You have to land your shots, and you got to get headshots. That's the big key here when it comes to these differences. In Call of Duty, you don't have to get a headshot. You can get a one-hit kill on someone's freaking like calf. You can get a one-hit kill in Call of Duty by grazing someone's elbow. I've done it. Everyone else has done it. Anyone who snipes in Call of Duty has done it, where you definitely gotten one hit kills on things that shouldn't be one hit kill. Like you graze someone's ass cheek, that's a one hit kill. You know, you quit scope and you see the hit marker, like it grazed their freaking the side of their foot, one hit kill. Battlefield, if you use 50 cal, you can get a one hit kill to the body shot. But the other snipers in the game, you basically have to get a headshot. The only way you're getting one hit kills on body shots in Battlefield is if that person's already hurt. Like they've already lost health. If they're at 100% health, you have to get headshots in Battlefield to get a one hit kill headshot. And you get one hit kill period. You have to get headshots. It's not forgiving at all. You have to get a one hit. You have to get a headshot to get one hit kill. And if you miss your shot, or if you get a body shot, person just run off. You know, I've done it when I get sniped in Battlefield. But like, oh shit, well, good thing you suck at sniping. Because you didn't get a headshot. If you didn't get a headshot, it's just like, good thing you suck because I'm gonna run right away now. And when I snipe, and it's also like it's a good thing too, because when I snipe in Battlefield and I get a hit marker and I don't get the kill, I'm like, oh, my shot was bad then. Like that's how I tell that my shot was off. Is if I shoot someone and get a hit marker and they don't die, it's like, all right, clearly it wasn't a headshot because he didn't die. And like the other thing about Battlefield that you gotta take into consideration is how over exaggerated bullet drop is in Battlefield. Like a lot of games have bullet drop when it comes to sniper rifles. Even Call of Duty does to a little bit, not a lot. It's just a little bit. You won't really notice the bullet drop in Call of Duty unless you're playing like ground war campaign or invasion. Outside of that, if you're playing like 66s, you're never going to notice the bullet drop because it's damn non-existent in the 66 game mode because the maps are so small. But in Battlefield, they overdo bullet drop, and I think it's even seen like weapon experts talk about how even though they love Battlefield, they love how realistic the game tries to be, and they love the bullet drop, they have openly stated like they feel like the bullet drop is way more insane in Battlefield than it needs to be. And it's true, like Battlefield, you gotta be, you have to know your accuracy, your range. You have to know how high up you need to aim, or how low you need to aim. It's not even just sniper rifles. That's how it is with like all the weapons in the game. You don't know what freaking crossbow in Battlefield, you still need to figure out bullet drop and things like that. And when it comes to sniping, again, it's not forgiving. You're not gonna just aim straight and pull the trigger and get a headshot. You might have to aim even at like, you know, 100 meters. You might have to aim pretty high to get a headshot in Battlefield. You know, my longest kill in Battlefield, I think, was like 317 meters. I think that's in Battlefield 3, Battlefield 4. I haven't really tried to do any like really long shots in Battlefield. Let's see, Battlefield Infinite, Battlefield 2042. But I try to play pretty aggressive when I snipe. But you'll see in these clips is me generally trying to get like pretty close to enemies, or I'm shooting from one flag to the other flags, like C1 to C2. It's not like, you know, A to like C or B to D, nothing like that. Because I feel like that's just how I can be more effective when it comes to help my team make sure I'm capping these flags, because I'm on PTFO no matter what class I'm playing. But generally, I just feel like with all those things though, with the fact that Battlefield sniper rifles aren't forgiving, with the fact that bullet drop is like so insane in Battlefield, it feels more rewarding. And I feel like that's probably what it is. It's kind of like playing a Dark Souls game. You know, when you beat the boss without using magic, it feels more rewarding. If you beat the boss without using summons or without co-op, it feels more rewarding. Battlefield, sniping feels more rewarding because there's so many punishments to it. There's so many like negative effects that the game puts on you to make things harder on you. Then when you do get those headshots, those crispy ass headshots, and you're succeeding, it feels really good. Whereas in Call of Duty, I don't really feel like I'm good when I'm sniping. I just feel like, all right, whatever. I guess it's why I don't snipe all that often. I only snipe in Call of Duty when I'm playing Warzone, or if I feel like being lazy in freaking ground war. You know, I almost never do 166s because I just don't care. You know, I don't find it fun. I don't find it fun with how easy it is. But that's not to say that there aren't people who are very good at sniping. I think in Call of Duty, if you're using like some of the legitimately harder to use sniper rifles, not like the ones that are cheesy as hell, that are clearly a little too strong, I think there's something to say there that you're taking, you know, basically weaker guns and doing good with them. That's kind of how I see a lot of things when it comes to any video game, when it comes to any shooter, especially when you're using weaker guns to do good. You know, to me, it's not impressive doing good with weapons people know are like extremely powerful. You know, like when I played Bad Company 2, I ran around with the Uzi. And those people, everybody want to play like, why are you using the Uzi? The gun is so shit. And it's like, yeah, I know. That's why I use it. I use it because of shit. I love using SMGs in video games, but I also want to like prove how good I am by using bad guns and still putting up good numbers. And so the same thing comes to Call of Duty. Like, if you're someone who's using bad guns on purpose, you know, and you're still doing good, that's way more impressive than someone who's freaking sitting down with the SPX in the corner with no scope, and you know, they're just spraying down a corridor and hitting you because that's just how that gun works and things like that. You know, and I'm sure when it comes down to it, people who are on the Call of Duty side will feel like, nah, it does take skill. It's like, it doesn't. I've done it. I snipe in the game, and it takes no fucking effort. Like, stop. And you're like, Battlefield sucks. Who cares? And it's like, you don't even play the game. Shut up. But yeah, it's just, this isn't to say that one game's better than the other. It's just, they're different games. Like, at the end of the day, they are entirely different games. What they're aiming to do is different. Call of Duty is not aiming to be a realistic or close to realistic military simulation. It's aiming to be a pick up and play, casual, friendly video game where Team No Thumbs can have a good game sometimes, as well as the pro player on Twitch who plays with freaking Optic or FaZe or Cloud9 or whatever, as well the person in the middle who's just a stay-at-home dad. The game's meant for everyone to be able to pick up and play it, and some people might have bad games, but everyone's going to have at least one good game at some point. And that's why the guns are the way they are. Reason why it's so easy to snipe in Call of Duty. It's the reason why shotguns are broken. It's the reason why camping is such a strong tactic in the games, because it's meant to be that way. You know, and those people don't want to play a game like Battlefield where the maps are so big to where you basically have to move around, or you would never see anybody, or there's choppers flying around that can just fuck you up, and you got to rely on someone who has an AA rocket or other vehicles to help you to take them out. There's tanks rolling around, there's LAVs and MAVs, and there's Humvees going around, there's people sniping, there's people freaking with freaking ARs and light machine. There's just so much chaos and things going on, buildings are falling down. There's a lot going on in Battlefield games. People are just like, I don't want to deal with that. You know, it's kind of like, why would someone play Call of Duty or playing Halo? There's so much going on in Halo that doesn't allow you to be a casual player. Same thing comes to Siege. There's so much going on in Siege, it doesn't allow you to be a casual player. You know, they'll see people who play Call of Duty aren't going to put as much time into Valorant and CSGO as they put in Call of Duty, because they just don't have that kind of skill acumen to do so. With all that said, if you think of watching, I hope you all enjoyed. Do all things out with the lights. Me and boy Anubis. Y'all stay safe, be consequently. You treat yourselves, even when it comes to things I say in this video, just because I say that it takes less skill to snipe Battlefield, I mean, sniping Call of Duty than it does any other video game, doesn't mean I'm talking shit to you directly or saying that you should stop sniping. Do what you want. It's your game. You spent the money to play the game. Play it the way you want. You know, this is just a video I make for fun. Videos I make on my channel are just for fun, just to make content until, you know, something else catches my thought process. I've been playing a lot of Call of Duty, so I've been talking about Call of Duty a lot. Playing like a lot of Battlefield, talking about Battlefield a lot. You know, whenever the next game comes out that gets my attention to this extent of these two games, I'll probably talk a lot about that on the channel as well. So it's just content at that point. But yeah, like I said, y'all stay safe. Y'all be content of me, boy Nubis. It's free to be nice. Don't be a dick. Get you up to the next one. I'm out of here. Deuces.